Norway is consistently voted the world's most livable country, and it's a place of outstanding physical beauty. It has a very, very high standard of living. The citizens enjoy things such as free healthcare, free education. But it's a very secular country, and most citizens never set foot in a Christian church. But I wonder, are people still spiritually hungry?
Just before he went up to heaven, Jesus gave us a command. He gave us a mission. Jesus said, "Go. Go unto all the world, telling them of His love." This is our mission. This is our global mission.
Hello and welcome to Global Mission Snapshots. I'm Gary Krause. Today's program is coming to you from the beautiful country of Norway. I'm in the city of Bergen out on the west coast, and the Seventh-day Adventist message first came to this city because of the work of a missionary by the name of John Gottlieb. Gottlieb was a clergyman in another denomination, and almost his entire congregation decided to become Seventh-day Adventists. He had a passion in his heart to reach Scandinavia, and he was the first person to send Adventist literature to Scandinavia. He was an amazing man. He was a musician, he was a church planter, but he didn't actually come to Scandinavia personally until 1877 as a missionary. 2 years later, he established the first Seventh-day Adventist church in Oslo, Norway, the capital city, with just 34 members. Today there's some 5,000 members in Norway, battling the challenges of secularism, postmodernism, growing materialism, many people who feel rich and increased with goods and feel as if they have need of nothing. However, the gospel is still going forward. There are people who are looking for spiritual answers, and today we'll be looking at some of the initiatives that are happening here in Norway. I'll be talking with a young man who's been a leader in a youth movement to reach out into the community with the love of Jesus Christ. We've got a lot more coming up on the program, but first up, let's go to Belize, to the Good Samaritan Inn, where people are putting the principles of that parable into practice.
Welcome to the island of Jamaica. The name alone might stir up scenes of a beach paradise in your mind. Jamaica is a popular destination for tourists, but there is more to this island than fun in the sun. As we join some church members in some of Kingston's neighborhoods, we clearly see that people are in great need. Meet Joyce. She is a 90-year-old woman, born and raised in Kingston. She lives on a side street tucked away from the busyness of downtown, in a broken-down shack with a caved-in roof. To many people, these are unlivable conditions, but Joyce is grateful to have any roof at all. The local Adventist members deliver food to her 3 days a week because she is hardly capable of getting her own food. Joyce's situation is a good representation of thousands of others suffering from poverty in Jamaica. There is a great need for basic necessities such as food, water, and even love. For the past few years, the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Kingston has done their best to provide for the needs of their community, regardless of background or religion. Some church members got together and started a small program where people could have their basic needs met.
Most of them who come have no place to live. They are homeless. They live on the streets. They sleep on sidewalks and around town at different public places. They have no belongings except a little luggage that they carry around, a little bag they may carry around.
As interest grew, the Good Samaritan Inn was formed. The conference purchased a large building with room to grow. Simple things like haircuts, laundry, and a proper meal make a huge difference to the people who come.
Unfortunately, we are in a community that is very much challenged, socio-economically and otherwise, and spiritual also. And so we need to have a facility where we can reach out to many people who are suffering, who are marginalized economically, many people who do not have enough food to eat and cannot care for themselves, and many that are homeless, and children that go to school sometimes without breakfast and with many needs not being met. And so we believe that a facility like this in that area would be part of the package of answers that will bring hope and assurance to many people.
The Good Samaritan Inn is opened a few times a week and draws a crowd each time. They always begin with a short worship thought and then move to meeting the physical needs. Sometimes more than 200 people will come to benefit from this. The services are expanding with the needs. Now, the Good Samaritan Inn looks to our brothers and sisters around the world to help provide a critical need of the community. The leaders see the need for a health and medical facility where people can come to have basic medical care and dentistry done.
It is very needed. In this community, approximately 10,000 people, with a number of them are children who cannot afford the cost for basic health care. It has been identified that the facilities needed, and especially for dental, there is no dental facility, especially for children, in the immediate vicinity.
Please pray for the Good Samaritan Inn and the lives it is impacting. Thank you for your support of projects like these.
And the Good Samaritan Inn facility includes a number of projects that we hope to be used to serve the community, not just Seventh-day Adventists, but the entire community in and around Kingston.
Three things I would like to say. One, thanks to the caring World Church. Now I realize that we're a part of one family. Number two, as we give, as we share, individuals will be blessed for having given. And number three, the full benefits of giving will never be realized until we are in the kingdom of God. So I'd like to say thanks to the world.
I'm talking to Jeremy Zwicker, who is a young man who for the past 3 years has headed up Madison Mission School here in Norway. Nice to meet you, Jeremy, here in this is not your home country, you're originally from?
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
That's right.
So how did you end up in Scandinavia?
Actually, I heard about this mission school here in Norway, and I wanted to get further mission training, and so I decided to check it out, and here I am.
So you started as a student and you ended up as the president. Well, that's a good way to do it. Now, what is the purpose of this school?
Madison, its purpose is to train missionaries for life, for lifetime, meaning using all of one's time, talents, and resources in God's work. We want to teach them that they can do through their professions, after they leave the mission school, that they can use their professions in God's work, meaning also through centers of influence and different kinds of work.
I like that because so often we think in terms of if you want to serve God, you become a pastor or a teacher or whatnot, but you're saying that whatever gifts God has given you, you direct them.
That's right.
I like that. So when you bring people in for training, how long do they come for?
It's an 11-month training course.
Yes.
And we have like Bible evangelism, leadership, health, and agriculture as our main focus, which is quite broad, giving them a balance in what we teach them and trying to see things integrated into each other.
Fantastic. Now, you've also been heavily involved in the Impact movement. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Impact is a movement that has started from different parties in 2009, and we as a school have always been involved in it as well. And it's actually summer mission trips. And the first summer mission trip, we went all the way to the far north of Norway, and we choose a city and we impact that city.
Okay.
And we gather, rally youth together and do that for 2-3 weeks at a time. And so this is in a way a precursor to missionary training, because it gives them a feel of what it means to help people out there in the city, and helping them with different activities. We have health expos, we go visit old people's homes, we go and in a way help their needs or fulfill their desires in different ways,
Right.
to gain their confidence and help people to to see the value of the church as well.
Fantastic. Now, not so long ago, there was an impact program right here in Bergen.
That's right.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, we had about 70, 80 young people coming here together in Bergen and making an impact here in Bergen. And we're very happy with this local church that is interested in seeing holistic evangelism and long-term efforts here. So it's been a pleasure to work together with them here. Also, as it has been chosen as the center of or Mission to the Cities project here in Norway from the Union, we as Impact are very much interested in supporting that.
Wonderful. Now, tell me a story of someone whose life has been changed through Impact.
Actually, just from the first Impact trip, there was one guy that came up all the way to the Finnmark, to the north of Norway, which is really far north, and he came there and he saw I believe it was the Health Expo, and got in contact with us and came on a boat trip together with us, and we made this contact, and then he left after that day, but we stayed in contact. We got his contact information, and we stayed in contact over email, and sent him some materials, and he watched it, and he was really interested. And this is a secular man that was a truck driver.
Yeah.
And over the time, he's like, I want more of this material. And over the time, actually, over a time period of 3-4, now almost 5 years, he has come closer to the Lord, and we connected him to the local church where he was now living in Sweden, and he decided to be baptized and be part of this work together.
Terrific. Now, no doubt you've seen many examples of changed lives of Adventist kids involved too.
Yes, that's right. That's actually one of the focuses is this. We have realized something that we call, outreach is in reach. Actually, to be reached oneself, one needs to go out and reach somebody else and actually help others, because it's also a biblical principle, obviously, to water others, you yourself will be watered. So this is the principle that we see, and it really revives the youth, and they really want to do more in God's work.
Now, you are stepping down as the president of Madison, but you're getting involved in a ministry that is connected with the school. What is this ministry?
That's right. It's called the Granheim Foundation,
yeah.
And it's actually the organization that supports the mission school. As an organization, we have seen the need to reach out to the city even more intentionally. And so we have actually decided to start a new department, and which is, we call it Lifestyle Club,
yes.
To create a network in the local community that are interested in lifestyle,
yes.
To be able to connect them to the local church. So it's like an outreach, but it's a non-offensive outreach, like using the right arm
yes.
of health that is interesting for people, secular people here in Norway as well. And so that's what I'm going to be working with, and being very actively involved in leading people to Christ through that venue, you could say. And
Lifestyle Club.
Mm-hmm.
I like the sound of that. So this will be the trial, the first
right.
time. Yeah.
That's
Wonderful.
right. I'll start on the 1st of September.
Okay.
Now with my new job, you could say.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, wishing you God's richest blessings with that, Jeremy, and pray for Jeremy, pray for the Madison School, pray for the Impact program. Just wonderful, exciting stories, and wonderful to talk to Jeremy. He could have talked to me in German, he could have talked to me in Norwegian, Danish, Spanish, the list goes on, but because I only speak English, that's what we spoke in. I will be right back after this break. Welcome back. Next up, we travel to Pastor Doug Venn, who's in Bangkok, Thailand. Pastor Venn is the Adventist Mission Coordinator for the Southern Asia Pacific region of the world. Thanks, Doug.
Hi Gary, thanks. We're now in Bangkok, Thailand, and I'm driving this van that's being used for ministry to serve the communities of Bangkok. And I'm here with my good friend, Pastor Rebin Huliar, and he is the van ministry coordinator for the Thailand mission. So I'm thrilled to hear the updates of how God has been working through this van ministry here in Bangkok. So Reuben, what do you do as the van ministry coordinator?
As a van ministry coordinator, we normally engage with some of our leaders in our mission, and also we engage some to the leaders in the community, and also to engage with the hospital, our hospital here in Thailand.
Okay, that's great. Who are the volunteers that you work with to serve the community when you do the health screening?
Our church members, special way, and also our students from different schools across Bangkok.
Okay. And so what do you guys train, or how, what do you do to train the students and volunteers?
Normally in our training, we give them some information about New Start, and also we train them also how to use the equipments that we are using in the community.
What kind of health screening are you doing?
Yeah, we have blood pressure checkup, and also check the blood glucose, and also we're doing body fat analyzer and the rest of health screening that we do in the community.
Okay, so what has been the response as you have done this preventive health screening in the local communities? Can you tell us a story?
Yeah, in one place last time we did our health expo, there are some feedbacks from the community. And after our expo, they come to us and ask us if we can do it again next time, because they want to hear more about our health education and how we care for our body, and a special way in doing in the biblical principle.
Well, that's great, Reuben. I know Bangkok is a huge city of millions of people. So where do you take this van, and where do you go into the communities?
You sometimes go in some other Christian churches, and also we go to the mall, and also we go to the community area. We do big scales and small scales in the community.
Very good. So how long have you been doing this van ministry?
The van ministry, I think it's started 2010, as I understand. So I think 4 years from this year.
Yeah, very good. I know that it was thanks to a donation of our some church members, the Cheney family. They gave the first van, and then that got us started, and then we were able to then, thanks to the support of our global mission and our offerings, we were able then to buy this van and equip it. Reuben, what are some prayer needs that you have for the van ministry that we can ask our viewers to uplift you in prayer and your team?
If you can include as a special way our people who already engaged, or whom we contacted already, please, we invite you to please pray for them, and also our leaders in our church to support physically and financially when we need that, and also we need more volunteers, especially Thai volunteers at this point in time.
Very good. So I know that when I had the chance to work with you earlier this year, we had a chance to go to one slum community, and Onut, I think it's Soi 49, and there we got to see how when we did the health screening, it helped people in practical ways. And so what has been the response of the community leaders as we have served in those communities, including Onut Soi 49? What's been the response of these leaders?
The leaders are very happy about our services that we shared to them, because not only doing free health checkup, we're also educating them how to care for our body, physically and holistic view of the aspect.
Very good. Reuben, thank you so much for following Christ's method of caring for the people in holistic ways, physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually. So Gary, thanks for joining us here in Bangkok. Back to you.
Every week, in thousands of Sabbath schools around the world, Adventists give their mission offerings. Every 13th Sabbath, an offering is collected where a special amount goes to special projects, which we call 13th Sabbath offering projects. To learn more about 13th Sabbath offering projects, just go to adventistmission.org. You can even give to the offerings online. Next up, let's go and see one of these projects.
Janelle is a student at the University of Belize Central Campus. The campus sits in the heart of Belize in one of its two major cities. This is a government school with students from all different backgrounds, religions, and interests. More than 2,000 students attend this school. A few years ago, an Adventist student decided to start a group to get together and talk about Jesus. And so, Advent Fellowship was born. Once Janelle became a student, she became involved with the group, and it has grown since. She's now the president of Advent Fellowship.
We just want to let the students here on campus know how much Jesus loves them, and we want everyone to come out because we're here for a purpose.
Many non-Adventist students join the weekly meetings because they are fun, interactive, and informative. Some students and faculty have chosen to become baptized as a result of Advent Fellowship.
But we're really happy that God has given us the strength and that fire, that gusto to want to go out and share His word with others.
As you can see, the youth in Belize are on fire for the Lord. Young people like Janelle don't have a central place to meet in Belize. This quarter, your 13th Sabbath offerings will help fund a campsite where youth are able to gather for fellowship. The site is located in a spot where everyone will be able to reach. It will be used as a place to invite friends from the community. The youth will host events to share testimonies, teach classes, play sports, and learn about Jesus.
But we want to have this youth camp where we can have one place, one concentrated place where our young people can come.
Having a permanent youth camp would solve a lot of the problems they currently face. Youth events have been difficult to plan without a place for them to go. They're not always able to invite their friends from the community to church with them because sometimes there isn't enough space. In one church, the youth have to meet in a school bus. The bus drives them to church, and they park in front of the church to hold Sabbath school. The space is cramped and is a true testament for needed space. The children don't let their environment stop them from learning the exciting lessons in the Bible. They open their Bibles as though they are sitting in a beautiful church. This yellow church on wheels is all they have right now.
And not only our children, when we have these youth camps, we bring non-Adventists, which is an evangelistic program. We invite the young people from the community where we are. So it's in other words, it's an outreach program for the community, not only our young people.
Belize also has plans of how to train people in an evangelistic multi-purpose center.
And so we want to put a permanent building there, an auditorium where we'll be able to train our lay preachers, train our young people to preach, and to do many other activities in that building.
Rick Correa is a lay member of a church in Belize. He is actively involved in reaching out to those who may have never heard the Adventist message. Rick does whatever it takes to visit neighbors in his village. Since it is the peak of the rainy season, the paths through the villages are muddy, but Rick is prepared. He and the other church members brought their rubber boots. They trudge through the mud to visit people in their homes. They are always greeted with a smile and story. He has been here before. The villagers know he really cares for them. After a few minutes of talking, Rick always asks to pray with them. The seed he plants leaves an impression on the villagers' minds that sometimes sprouts into curiosity. The planned evangelistic center will serve as a training facility for lay members like Rick Correa. Here, children and adults will come to learn how to best reach their communities despite the challenges they may face. There are so many eager church members in Belize who are willing to learn. This center will also serve as a meeting place to invite community members. Children's events for arts and crafts and fun activities will happen here. Please pray for this quarter's projects. Pray for the outreach of the Good Samaritan Inn in Jamaica. Pray that Belize will be able to teach and preach through their campsite and evangelistic center. Thank you for supporting the mission of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's Global Mission Snapshots of mission around the world. From the Arctic to Belize, from Jamaica to Thailand, people are sharing the light of God's love. And I want to thank you for your continuing prayers and financial support for mission around the world. It does make a difference. If you'd like to read more about mission, make sure that you read Mission 360 magazine. This magazine is full of pictures and stories of mission, many of the stories with more detail of what you see right here on this program. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope that you can join me next time right here on Global Mission Snapshots.